let me get situated. Pay no attention to the man behind this curtain right here. It's my cat. Obviously, he's scared of thunderstorms, and it was thundering earlier, and I didn't want him to leave me, so I tucked him away safely. I gave him, oh hi Snookies. I gave him a little piece of my salmon so he'd be happy and he'd stay with me. Hi, good boy. But there's a kitty cat under there. Okay, welcome to another Sunday episode. Thank you guys so much for all of the love that you've given me, and I'm really sorry that it's actually been 13 days since I've answered comments. I didn't realize how long it had been. There's just been so much going on, but it's okay. It's back. I'm back. I'm gonna get back to my YouTube. I'm actually gonna start taking care of my YouTube a lot better now. It's kind of a sorry excuse of a profile. I keep having issues with changing the banner and it's been pissing me off. But anyway, today's episode is all about me because I had a really busy work week and I didn't have any time to prepare anything. So I'm just gonna talk about me, my life, my story, how I ended up here, how I ended up making this YouTube video, how I ended up on this channel, and what I do with my life. And then at the very end, I'm gonna answer some personal questions. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I got questions all over the place, and so I've got a couple to answer at the very end, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Okay, hey guys, my name's Carrington. It's really awesome to meet you. I know it's Scorpio Mars on everything. When I made all of these accounts, I didn't want my name on anything. I actually made my TikTok and I made an entirely new email so that way no one from my real life would ever get a notification that I made an account or anything like that. I had a whole other TikTok account. I made a new one. I made a new email for it. I didn't make it anything with my name. I did not sync my contacts and I didn't tell anyone about it. Not even my best friends didn't know about it for months. I didn't want anybody to know. And I just started posting really, really silly things. But really, this was kind of the catalyst to me making some really massive life changes. I was a psychology major. I graduated and I was an RBT, a behavioral therapist for children on the autism spectrum. And I loved it. But things happen. I couldn't handle the stress of the job. I couldn't take care of myself. And it was really getting to me. Another fun fact, I have Crohn's disease. It is a fun autoimmune disease where your own immune system attacks your own body. So it hadn't happened. This is TMI, but my whole life is TMI, so get used to it. Anywhere from the opening of your mouth all the way to your rectum, you can have Crohn's disease, and every single person that has it is completely different. It is the craziest disease. It is one of the top most misdiagnosed diseases in women in the entire country of the US. It took me personally 2 years to get diagnosed. It's not fun, not fun. I first got sick in 2016. A lot of horrible things happened to me. We went to doctors after doctors after doctors. I was told I was crazy. I was dramatic. I'm just constipated. It's just IBS. Until one doctor finally gave in and gave me a colonoscopy. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, I am 24 years old and I've had 3 colonoscopies and I have to get another one in a year. I've had more colonoscopies than all of my grandparents. Also, you guys know me as a very well-organized speaker. I didn't organize any of this today. I am just talking. I will go tangent, tangent, tangent. That train will be in another country for all we know. So keep up. I had spent 2 years in a trance, and the best way I could describe it was really similar to psychosis. I'm not going to say that I experienced that, but when I look into the research and when I, think about certain things and I think about the way I feel and I compare it to my notes as a person with a degree in psychology and has been in therapy and had spoken to many therapists about this, it was a sort of trance. I just wasn't present or conscious in my life for what felt like 2 years straight. So back in September of 2023, I snapped out of it. I broke up with him, and actually back in February of 2023 was when I really kind of first started waking up and being I'm actually really unhappy. And I'm actually not doing well. I'm actually not healthy. I'm actually not enjoying my life. I actually don't enjoy my job. I mean, I loved my kids, don't get me wrong. I think about them every single day. But genuinely, not a day goes by that I don't think about my babies and miss them so much. But that's besides the point. I can't cry about that today. Anyway, it wasn't good for me. There were so many things in my life that just weren't good for me. And I kind of just was I'm not happy and I'm gonna change something about it. I'm done being unhappy. I'm done accepting that this is my life and I'm gonna change something about it.
So it took me from February all the way to September to like work it up, to get my head straight, to kind of get my things together. And so, like I said, it took honestly, it was mainly like my family vacation where we went to Iceland and Greece. That was absolutely unreal and phenomenal. Iceland is one of the most amazing places I think I could ever experience in my life, and I want to have my ashes spread there, but that's besides the point. Truly amazing trip, but that forced me to go on a tea break for the first time in 2 years, and it was awful at first. Like that was like a 2.5 week break. Like I really cleared my head, and that's why I was like, oh man, I really don't like this. I don't like what's happening with my life. I don't feel good. I don't feel healthy. I don't feel mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, like nothing was good. Like everything felt crappy. Like I just felt crappy at the end of every day. And I was like, I'm kind of tired of feeling crappy. Like I didn't realize I felt this crappy. I was just so used to it that I was like, I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel better than this. So I had actually left the job as a behavioral therapist earlier that summer, right before we went on that trip, because I had gotten really sick. The stress was really bad. I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't handle the stress of the job. I had been given some really, really hard cases, and it was just getting too much for me to handle with my health, and with the fact that Crohn's disease is really triggered by stress. It just wasn't good for me. I wasn't eating, and I had lost almost 20 pounds in 3 months. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. I'm wrecking my body to be here. Like I just can't keep doing this. So I left that job and I took a really, really quiet, calm desk job at an oral surgery practice, being like the patient coordinator. Let me schedule your surgery. No, you cannot eat peanut brittle after you get your wisdom teeth out. Like we had this guy, he was so funny. He was one of my favorite patients we ever had. He called like every single day after he had his surgery. He was like, okay, what can I eat today? And I was like, mashed potatoes, dude. Like mashed potatoes. Like, oh my God. But yeah, so that was a really chill job, and I liked my coworkers, but I got bored fast. And then there's this whole situation where the woman I was working with, her husband had a heart attack, and I was doing the job of a woman that had it for like 15 plus years. Like she had that job for forever, and I was doing it completely by myself, running the office completely by myself. I had maybe 3 weeks of training, then went on that 2.5 week vacation and came back, and this woman was gone, and I was like at this office by myself with like 3 weeks of training, and that's it. So it was a weird situation. I kind of like got the office through her being gone, and once she was back fully, I was like, yeah, I'm bored. This wrecked me. This wasn't a good situation either. And I'm also still really unhappy with my life. So sometime in October, I had this awful depressive episode where I just was crying every single day. I could barely make it to work. Like if you scroll deep enough on my TikTok, you will see me that was really like in the end of September, the very, very, very end of September 2023 was when I first made my TikTok. That was when I first made my TikTok. And it was right before I went to a Lana Del Rey concert. She's my favorite artist of all time. I love Lana so much. She's been my favorite for forever. She's literally always been my favorite. And I had the best year of concerts last year. I saw like my top 3 favorite artists. I saw Taylor Swift in April. I saw Lana Del Rey in September, and then I saw Kesha in October. Like Kesha and Lana Del Rey raised me. I love Taylor Swiftie though. Anyway, it was a great year for concerts. I'm like totally on a tangent. Oh, it was a huge deal that I was going to this concert because I'd loved her since I was 12. She's always been my favorite artist. Like, and I was going to the concert completely by myself. It was an amazing experience. It was actually, I'm gonna cry. It was about my first ever follower on TikTok. My first follower on TikTok. So I wanted to get tickets so bad. I was crying all month. I didn't think I was gonna get them. A couple days before, my coworker from the oral surgery place was like, yo, I just found this woman on Facebook selling tickets. I said, gimme right now. So I was like, the girl had 2 tickets. I was like, I don't have anyone to go with me. I'm going by myself. So I'll just buy both and I'll sell one. I sold it. Some kid in Texas bought it immediately, bought his plane ticket, and got his butt all the way to like South Carolina. And he's obviously the seat next to me, and he comes, and I'm like, sitting there the whole time. I'm like, well, I wonder who bought my ticket. I'm going to see who it is. Like, this is so cool. And so he sits down, and I'm like sitting the woman that I bought the tickets from, her and her daughter are sitting here. They introduced themselves. They're like, oh, you're Carrington. We recognize your Facebook profile. Like, we sold you the tickets. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. I think the daughter's friends had like bailed. It was kind of sad. So like, I was thrilled. She was super happy that I was so happy. And then the other guy comes in. I'm like, hey, I'm Carrington. I sold you that ticket last minute because I didn't have anyone to go with me. He was like, oh my God, you are a blessing. Thank you for selling it. Like, I'm from Texas. I bought a plane ticket. We made best friends that night. He was my very first follower on TikTok. His name is Evan. And he said he wanted to go into politics one day, and he has my vote for life. Anyway, didn't I say we'd go on side tangents? I made the TikTok. He was my very first follower. It was me doing like the tube girl trend at that concert. Was pretty much like my very first. We need to put lotion on this. They're like starting to get itchy. That was like my very first few TikToks, was like the makeup for that concert, me going to that concert. That was the start of everything. So I was just posting silly TikToks, but really my plan when I left that oral surgery practice was, I was like, my dream was to work in the fashion industry. From 12 years old, that was always my dream, was to work in the fashion industry. That was what I wanted. That was what I got on all of those like future career tests in middle school and high school. That was always what I got. And that's what I wanted to do. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out. And that's what I wanted. And one day I was, every single morning, the first thing I do is go to the bathroom. And one morning I'm in the bathroom on the toilet scrolling through TikTok, and I come across this TikTok of this girl who is a photographer that like does photography at New York Fashion Week. And she's like, oh, if you're looking to get into the fashion industry, here is a really awesome internship program. Or not internship, like a volunteer program, because she was talking about how you have to volunteer to get an unpaid job, to get a paid job, and the whole process of the horribleness that happens in the fashion industry. So I listened to the thing, I messaged the company on Instagram and on TikTok, and I was like, hey, my name's Carrington. I have zero experience. Here's my resume. This is my life. This is what it is. I have wanted to do this since I was 12. Actually, going from middle school to high school, there was this high school that was close to mine that had this fine arts program, and you could get special permission to go to that fine arts program as some of the neighboring schools, but only like juniors and seniors got to do it. But anybody could apply once you're in high school, technically. So I was like, there were other clubs. I'd applied to drama, I did dance, and I did these other things that were like clubs leading up to it, but it was, the bigger thing was this fine arts center at this one high school. And I always wanted to go into their art program. And as an 8th grader, I applied. I made these like sculptures, I did paintings, and my biggest, most proudest piece, I'm sorry, I will not show you the picture because my sister would like actually murder me, but I forced my sister to model a dress I made completely out of newspaper pages. And I got into the program. I was the only person to be that young to ever get in. And my parents talked me out of it. They were like, you're not gonna have friends, you're gonna be going to a separate high school all the time, you're just not gonna be happy, you can't play sports, all this stuff. So I chose sports over art, and I was playing lacrosse at the time. I played a bunch of sports growing up. I had been playing volleyball, but in middle school I switched over to lacrosse. So middle school, high school, and college, I played lacrosse for my entire career. So at that point, I chose sports, and I stuck with sports all the way until the very end. And when I tell you, I regret it, I would go back and not be a collegiate athlete in a heartbeat. Granted, everything happens for a reason. You meet the people you're supposed to meet. Like, I'm thankful for my experiences, thankful for the friends that I made, and like all this, blah, 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 blah. Don't let your children be collegiate athletes. It's not worth it. It's kind of not. I was a Division I athlete at this tiny ass school, and it wasn't worth it. It was cool, I guess. I get to say that I played Division I lacrosse in college, and like, I will milk that cow until the day I die, because what I went through, you will hear it. If I had to go through that pain, you can suck it up and listen to me talk about being a Division I athlete every once in a while, because I went through it, and this is my prize, and this is what I get to do for enduring that for all of those years. That's besides the point. I had chosen sports over art. That's where I was. So anyway, I had gone back through, and after I had had this like realization that I had always chosen what other people wanted me to do and never what I actually wanted me to do. Yeah, I'm sure that works. What I wanted me to do, what I wanted to do for myself. And then I was like, no, I'm I'm taking a steady job because you're supposed to take a steady job. I did this because that's what you're supposed to do. I do this, I do that because that's what you're supposed to do. And I was like, I've been doing what I'm supposed to do in like the traditional sense my entire life, and I'm really unhappy with where I am. So that can't be the right decision. So I was like, we're just gonna jack this up and see what happens. And I left my job at the oral surgery practice, said, I'm gonna start a TikTok, and I'm buying a plane ticket to New York City, and I'm flying my ass to New York City, and I'm gonna come home with a job in the fashion industry. So like I said, I was on TikTok and I messaged that woman and I was like, I have zero experience, but this is what I've done and this is my life story and this is why I want the job. That whole story that I just told you was pretty much what I told her, just in like a really shortened version, not with all the fun story parts. But anyway, and she was like, yeah, send me your resume. And I had a meeting with her and she just flat out goes, you have balls, and if you're gonna take this, I cry every time, if you're gonna take this kind of chance on yourself, who are we to not take that chance on you? And I was like, oh my God. So it was an unpaid volunteer position for a single pop-up event for a e-commerce company that helps emerging designers from around the world. So pretty much what they do is they have a website, they host all of their stuff. It's a way so that way that all of the designers can actually sell their things. They have pop-up events all around New York City where you can actually meet the designers, go through the stuff, do all these things. But we have a podcast, we tell designer stories, and we're really about mission-based designers. So it's not just like a designer, a brand, all this stuff. Like, no, like people that value sustainability, mental health, like all of these like really important things. Like it's so huge for like cultural impact and like all of these things. Like the website, you can literally search by cause and nothing is gendered on it. Like it's literally like designer or cause, and that's how you search for clothing on there. Or you can just like look at everything all at once. But we have non-binary, men, female, anything you can want, bags, clothes, jewelry, sunglasses at one point, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's besides the point. I also like told in some of the other part of the story. So I had this one singular volunteer position to go to this one pop-up event one day. So I fly all the way to New York City, get an Airbnb, Uber around because I'm too afraid to be in New York City getting on public transportation by myself. I had been to New York City a couple times with my family and it's like my favorite city in the whole world. So I was thrilled to go. Yeah, it's still filming. I keep a mirror behind this so I can see that my phone's still doing what it's supposed to do because I have to film on a phone until I can afford a camera and a nicer computer. But that's, again, besides the point. Spend a ton of money to go to an unpaid position pretty much. And I get there and the founder asked me, she was like, hey, we actually have another one at a hotel tomorrow. Would you mind coming with us? I was the only volunteer that she asked to do this. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. So I go to that, and one of the jewelry designers that's based out of Greece, who is amazing in sustainability and non-waste, and everything is like 75% of her jewelry is recycled materials. It's amazing. I'm gonna go put on her jewelry. Okay, two birds at one stone. I'm gonna show you the rings and I'm gonna show you my nails. Some of them are a little crooked. I literally like makeshift like light glued them on just for the purpose of this. I kind of need my fingers to do work this week. But these are nails that I got from this fabulous girl named Alice. I did a whole like, can't see like the mirror behind. Okay, I did this whole like nail tour on my TikTok, but look at these Harry Potter nails. Aren't they insane? The Voodoo Man from the Night Bus. Always the fact that she did it in the font with the Gryffindor and the Slytherin scarves, the Dementor, James, pumpkins from Hagrid's Hut. Like, look at those 3D pumpkins. The detail on the dark mark, I will never, ever, ever get over. What is this? Sorting Hat. I can't see the mirror right now. Sorting Hat, Spew, sorry to flick you off with Dobby, Mischief Managed, and look at that little exploding potion. They're so cute. But anyway, rings. She makes these absolutely beautifully organic rings. These two are kind of discontinued. Sorry about it. This one is my favorite ring. It is still sold. And she's amazing. Amazing. But yeah, no, I love her. Her name is Eileen Pappas. Oh, good morning, sunshine. What are you doing out of your little hidey hole? What are you doing? Are you okay? Her name is Eileen Pappas. Pappas. And let's see. I will link her website down below because she is amazing and super cool and one of the greatest people I've ever met. I will also link the website for the Emerging Designer Company because after this weekend, after that weekend in New York, they asked me to come back to New York later that month for more pop-up events, and I did. And that jewelry designer that I'm talking about at the second event that we did at that other hotel, oh, I'm out of breath. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. Anyway, at the second event that we did at the other hotel on day 2 on my first trip, the jewelry designer asked me to like work for her personally. So that was like, I've been in New York for 3 days. I've made one contact and I've already got a paying job in the fashion industry. So I am her American rep at pop-up events because it's easier to give me a stipend to go to New York than it is for her to fly from Greece. So she lives in Greece. She actually went to fashion school. She was a fashion designer and she taught at Parsons School of Fashion as a fashion design professor. She's amazingly, wildly interesting and fascinating and so intelligent and smart and just has such a rich background in her life. She's so cool and I just love to talk about her, but that's it. Anyway, she asked me to be like social media manager, but like I don't really manage her social media. She just like kind of like needed like graphic design help, newsletter help, like just general things. So I'm like so I work for her independently from this e-commerce company for emerging designers. So this e-commerce company is called Closr, CLOSR, no E. And they, like I said, are the e-commerce for the emerging designers. This founder hired me on as marketing strategist and pop-up and things like that because I did, so well with people. And I was like, okay, like, can I do this from South Carolina, from my home and everything? And so she was like, yeah. I flew up a second time in December and went to more pop-up events. I stayed for like a week that time rather than just like a weekend. Tons of fun, but I've been working for both of them since December. And I was like, okay, I did it. I've got money. I did it. But they were starting jobs and it's not like the pay was all that great. And if we're being totally honest, the founder of the company for the e-commerce was not paying me at first. It was an internship at first. It was a volunteer position that grew to an internship that has now grown into a paying job. So I was like, okay, until she starts paying me, I kind of need to do something. So I was doing Uber Eats and I hated it. And I was super stressed out. I was super busy all the time and like I couldn't handle everything because then I was a sewing account because I was like doing thrifting bundles and upcycling things. Like this table right here has a sewing machine inside of it. And I lift this top off and then I pull the sewing machine out. And if you go far enough down on my TikTok, you will see that this wall was the setup for all of my sewing videos at first, actually. So this is where I used to do videos, and there's like this whole rack of clothing right there that has like a bunch of thrifted upcycling projects and like a bunch of stuff that like I thrifted and this like fabulous like leather trench coat, like oh my gosh, and like a couple things that like I made myself. But yeah, so I sew and I love sewing and I love fashion. And so I kind of started the brand Scorpio Mars as a fashion brand, which then grew from Scorpio Mars Designs. Actually, if you ever did, there's a few people that do have a couple Scorpio Mars designs. And when I upcycle or make anything, I have little tags that say Scorpio Mars Designs by Carrington. And I always put that in the clothes and it's so cute and it always made me so happy. But anyway, it started as Scorpio Mars Designs, which grew into Scorpio Mars Media as I started doing social media for other people. Scorpio Mars Harry Potter was an accident. This was never meant to happen. I was a fashion account. And I wasn't a very good fashion account. I wasn't committed to it. I didn't post consistently. I wasn't trying very hard. Like I just didn't have the time for it. There was so much else because I couldn't really pay my bills. So my father, who owns his own, or like he started his own company. It's amazing what he did from like absolutely nothing. Like he came from nothing, built his entire life. My father is like an inspiration and I really love him. He's a really great man and I'm excited for Father's Day coming up soon. But anyway, we're both just so busy and I don't get to see him a ton, but that's besides the point. He was like, hey, I had a woman that worked for me that I had to fire because she was lying about her time stamps or whatever, like her time at work. Like she was lying about her time off. She would like ask for time off and he was like, you have been off how many days? And you've only been working for how many weeks? And so it was just like this really weird situation. So like he had to let her go. It
He wasn't, it was just a sad situation, but that's nobody's business, and I shouldn't be sharing this, but that's besides the point. Let's count how many times I say that, because I'm just trying to stay on track, and that's always my knocking myself back on track phrase. Anyway, anywho, so he's like, hey, you can help me, and I can help you. I'll give you a paycheck if you come help me at the office. Because I've worked for him before, like, I understand the business, like, obviously his goal as a business owner when he's worked so hard is that one of his children grows into the business. And so I have a brother and a sister, and so my brother and I are he's in business school, he's actually a freshman in college right now, but the idea, and one just popped off, I know, they're crappily glued on, don't mind me, I just wanted you to see them so then I could go back to my work. But anyway, that's besides the point. My brother's gonna take over the business, and I'm just gonna help on the side. But anyway, I understand the business, and I was like, yes, that sounds like a great plan, and I'd like to hang out with you, so fine. I was like, but I'm only doing it for 4 weeks max. I did it for 4 months. Anyway, so that was miserable, and I did that for a while to try to rebuild my savings account, because I spent everything on flying to New York twice without a job for 2 months. That was really smart of me. But anyway, I did that for a while, and I really did that until you guys got me in the creator program. And after I was in the creator program, I was like, Dad, I did it. And he was like, I'm proud of you. See you later, kid. Because he always said that I only needed to stay as long as I needed to. And it was the kindest thing that he could have ever done to help me out, that he did that so that way I could follow these dreams and I could commit my time to my TikTok, and that I could have financial stability and really try at my TikTok. And I really thank him for that, but I couldn't have done it without you guys. And honestly, I had food poisoning, and I was watching Harry Potter on repeat alone in my house because my mother thought I was faking it, and all my friends were really far away, and I was sobbing every day because I thought I was really alone. And I literally had not eaten in days. I was throwing up everything. The food poisoning was awful, and like I said, I have Crohn's disease. That was absolutely wrecking me. The urgent care is maybe 2 blocks away from my house. I was incapable of driving 2 blocks away from my house. So on a gorgeous 80-degree day, there's me, not only in sweats and slippers, but a blanket, walking down the street to the urgent care because I cannot drive myself, and there's nobody here to take me, and my mother will not come across town because she thinks I'm faking it. So that was a lot of fun. I don't need to be saying that about her, but kind of what happened. So I was sad that I was really alone, and I was experiencing hypoglycemia because I had no sugar in my body, and I posted a video of me crying about Dobby, and a video of me not remembering a deleted scene, and then a video of me asking about where Nagini came from because I completely forgot about the existence of Fantastic Beasts because, like I said, I was experiencing hypoglycemia. And I woke up from a coma-like nap, and my TikTok was popping off. And I had no idea what happened or what to do or where to go. And I was like, well, shit, I know a lot about Harry Potter. Let's see what happens if I post another video. And then you guys liked it. And then I posted a couple more, and then a couple did bad. And then I was really afraid. I was like, no, it was just a one-time thing. It's all going away. The notifications are stopping. It's over. My 5 minutes of fame are over. But I kept posting. And I didn't care if a couple videos did bad. I kept posting. And I didn't let it affect me, and I just kept going, and they kept doing really well. And then I did my series on Ginny, and I'm still getting comments on that TikTok to this day. But that series did amazing, and I was like, shit, I can do this. I could totally do this. This is easy. So I kept going, and I was like, no, I can actually get to 10,000. I was like, I could make it. So I was like, no, I was mapping it out, and I was like, okay, this is how many followers I think I'm getting a week. I think this is the trajectory, telling my dad, hey, I think this is the trajectory on where it's going. And he's like, okay, we'll see. And yeah, you guys just kept building me up. And then you kept asking for a YouTube video. And I was like, well, I do have a lot to say. I could make a YouTube video. I've got a good bit to say. I could do that. And so I made a YouTube video, and I tried to figure out how to film on my phone, and I tried to figure out how to edit on my computer, and it's not great, but I do my best. And it's really just I'm just trying to make it. I'm just army crawl into that finish line. And then once I pay off these credit cards, I will be saving up to get a gaming computer and a camera. That's gonna cost me a solid $2,000 for both of them. We got a little bit ways to go, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. That was a really long way of saying I had food poisoning and I accidentally became a Harry Potter account when I was a fashion account. I hope you enjoyed the long version. But like seriously, I found the mood board or the vision board, that's what it's called, the vision board that I made back in January. So, and I wanted to like show it to you guys because when I made this, I was like, I want to work in the fashion industry, I want to make TikToks, and I want to be on YouTube. Do I have any idea what I'm going to be on YouTube about? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am obsessed with Jenna Marbles. Honestly, when I thought about making these accounts and I thought about who I follow and I thought about Jenna Marbles is the only person in this earth who I have consistently watched over years. There is not a single other creator, not one on any platform at any point in my life that I watched consistently for more than 7 months probably. Jenna Marbles is the only one that ever made it past 7 months, I think. And I have loved her since I was 10 years old, sneaking my iPad out of the cabinet at night, or my little iPod out of the cabinet. No, I couldn't have been 10. I had an iPod Classic. I was 13. At 10, I was going down to my friend Sophia's house and watching YouTube on her computer before her mom would come up and catch us. I wasn't allowed on YouTube. So when you guys ask me, why don't I know these things or why didn't I used to look this up? I wasn't allowed on YouTube until I went to college. I lived in a very strict household. I did not go on YouTube until I went to college. The only time I went on YouTube was when I snuck it around or when I went to Sophia's house. And then by the time that I like kind of had like free access to things, I like didn't really think about YouTube because then it didn't have the same gratification of like sneaking it, that I didn't really care about it that much. So Jenna Marbles, the only person that I've cared about consistently over years, and the only thing I ever truly wanted to do in life was this one quote that she said where she was like, I don't know what I want to do. I just get an idea in my head and I need to execute it immediately. And that is why my coffee table was bought off of Facebook Marketplace, covered in alligator skin paper, and then covered in disco tiles, like a disco ball. I just like doing projects and crafts, and I just get an idea in my head and I just need to do it. And the only thing I've ever wanted to be in life is Jenna Marbles. And so I put a YouTube account on this vision board. I had no idea what it was going to be. And it's Harry Potter. But yeah, let me bring my computer over to the camera and show you guys. Let me like focus it. Can you like see that? I'm like trying to look in the, oh, I got like sunburnt today. I'm trying to like look in the mirror behind this. Okay, anyway, success. Get rich doing what I love. It's already yours. 10K, count that money, ho. Prada bag over these fashion images, like a really good like stats going up on your analytics, vlogging equipment. Where's my mouse? Hello, Miyoshi. Why are we not scrolling? This is why I need to take my nails off. It's hard for my computer to read my fingers. All of these like, oh, that looked right in the lights. All of these like YouTube plaques, vlogging cameras, 111 followers. Peace was never an option. I was really happy about that one. Yoga. I used to be super into yoga. Like I said, I played Division I sports. I have some sports trauma and I don't really like gyms or running or anything, but I like yoga. So yoga and meditation is like what I do. And I've really been like getting into that. Reading. I want to do a lot more reading. I want to be in New York a lot because I love New York. I'm from Jersey. Fashion, New York, travel, such. It's so hard to scroll. And then high fucking standards, fashion, sending out packages, traveling with friends. And then create that content. But yeah, that was my like vision board that I made back in January. You guys literally made my vision board come true. Literally made my dreams come true. Literally. Another thing about Jenna Marbles was some of my favorite videos of her was her meme reviews, because people would meme her and like make these funny videos and all this stuff all the time. And this girl, Carla, made an edit of me off of like my like cutesy little pictures off of Instagram, and I was like, dream come true. This is the only thing I've ever wanted in life, is for people to make edits of me and to feel special like that. But anyway, now you know my deepest, darkest secret. But yeah, you guys literally made my dreams come true, and I became a Harry Potter account completely on accident, and
I literally can never thank you guys enough because you gave me everything I've ever wanted and more. You guys are the reason I was able to quit all of the jobs that I hate. I am completely remote now. I stay home and I do content for you guys. I do content for the fashion brand, and I do content and I do work for the jewelry designer. And then the really busy stuff that I've been working on this week is I took on a new account. So there is a like AI powered restaurant curator with guaranteed reservations that has this like really awesome Instagram page that asked me to manage for them. Or like, they didn't ask me, the job was offered to me, and I, applied for it, and I did all this stuff and, submitted all these pieces, and then we had a meeting and had an interview, and they're like, yeah, no, this works good, let's do a trial day. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow are my trial days. My really yesterday did better than the last 3 that they did, but I don't need to brag like that. I just feel good about myself, and I like it when I do a good job for somebody. No, the page is like phenomenal. The woman is phenomenal. Like the whole idea is phenomenal. So I'll put that below too. So if you're in New York, this is a great resource for finding like the coolest places. Like literally today I made a reel about this bar, this like speakeasy bar that's behind this bookshelf in a hotel. And I was like, this is amazing. It's in Tribeca. But yeah, that was the one in Tribeca. But anyway, you can use this like website or this app to get reservations at all of these places, and it's really helpful. But I'll put that in the description below as well, so you guys can see all of my jobs. And then if you look at that, then you get to see the other content I make. So my camera roll is really funny that it's like food, clothing, Harry Potter. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's what I do all day now. And yeah, so I'm just like doing that onboarding yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and then after that life will be a little bit calmer and I'll be able to like get back to you guys and get back to all of my YouTube comments. I'm so sorry. Okay, I have all the questions up on my computer here, so I am gonna get to the question portion of this. And Charlie Luna, my love, I told you were gonna be first, so here we go. Charlie Luna asked on TikTok, so you told me that you like Percy Jackson, Sid the Sloth. Anyway, Sid the Sloth. Okay, I'm on a tangent. I'm really tired. I'm so sorry. Okay, so you told me that you like Percy Jackson and also Greek mythology. Who's your favorite Greek god, goddess, and favorite Percy Jackson book, all saga combined? Thank you for saying all saga combined, because I actually like the second saga before the first. Also, I genuinely can't remember, but I really don't think I ever finished the last book. I'm so sorry. I don't know what got in the way. I read these a really long time ago. I was obsessed with them when... Bro, you think I was mad about the differences between the Harry Potter books and movies? I didn't shut up for the longest time about Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters. I haven't even watched the TV show yet because I'm so scared. I've heard good things about it, and I was thinking about watching it soon. I haven't even watched the TV show because I wanted to wait till the whole thing was out. I'm very impatient. I can't wait for our next episode. But no, I don't. So there was like the main series, and then there was like the series after that like extended. I liked that one a lot better, and I think Mark of Athena was my favorite. I liked those characters. I just remember liking those characters. The books were so much bigger. They just made me happy. They made me happy. And then you went so far and wide in the world, and you met so many people, and like, I just like that series better. And you also asked me who my favorite demigod is. I don't know who my favorite demigod is. Honestly, from the movies, I was always like, Grover was my guy. Oh my God, what was his name? Was it Nico? Who was that guy? Oh, I had it in my head. Hold on. Yes, Nico. Nico was my favorite. I really liked him. But yeah, Mark of Athena and Nico. And you made me want to reread those, but I am reading a fanfic that I cannot tell anybody about yet, but I am dying to tell you guys about it. I don't think Mike watches my YouTubes, but I'll shout her out on my TikTok. She is the one that is writing this fan fiction. It is honestly amazing, and I'm like foaming at the mouth to tell you guys about it, but I can't, so I'm gonna shut up.
They also asked me if you could only say one quote from all of the Harry Potter saga, which one would it be? And without a doubt, this immediately came to mind. Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. and above all, those who live without love. The part above all and those who live without love. Above all, those who live without love. That is my favorite quote. Immediately. A friend, Lena, whose profile picture is Lana Del Rey and so is their bio. I looked. Hot girl stuff. She asked, how old were you when you first started reading Harry Potter or watched the films? I was 9 years old when I first started reading Harry Potter. I was in elementary school. I had gotten the first book at, like in America, they do book fairs. I don't know what they do in other countries. I just like to over-explain so that way nobody ever feels like left out or they don't understand and they don't want to ask a stupid question. But anyway, in America, we would do these book fairs where, I don't know, it's like these scholastic book fairs. So I don't know, we have scholastic books. I don't know if Bloomsbury had book fairs, but Scholastic would have book fairs for us, and they would, bring all these books to elementary schools, and you'd ask your parents, hey, can I have some money for a puppy eraser and a kitty cat poster and also a ruler that is like rubber and is an eraser, and then also like one of those pokey fingers on a stick. There's a lot of screaming outside. I live on a big, busy road, but that was weird. Anyway, and there was a bunch of books, but there was a bunch of other like fun little things. But I bought the first Harry Potter book. Where is they? There they are. I bought this in elementary school at our Scholastic book fair, and then the book fair was over. I only bought the first one. I was like, wait, I really like this. And then I was like, Mom, can I have the second book? And she was like, no, there's 7 books. You're never going to read them all. I don't think you're going to actually like it. Like, no, you can get it from the library. So I got it from the library. I bought this book this year. I did not have a complete set until this year. It's different cover art. It's different spines. And this one is well loved. And this is brand new. Like every once in a while, I just, give it a kiss, give it some love, I know some people hate that, but I love a beat up spine of a book. It just needs to be loved as much as everything else has been loved, and it drives me crazy. But anyway, just completed the series this year. I had gotten the second one from the library, and then after I got to the third one, I was like, no, I'm obsessed. She was like, fine. So I had the rest of the series. I keep this little envelope over here so that way this candle thing doesn't get any oil on any of my books to protect it, but that's besides the point. Okay. Sweet friend Caitlin off of TikTok, she asked, do you have to do a lot of research for your videos or do you know most of it already? YouTube, I do a lot more work than my TikTok, obviously. I have a scatterbrain, I have to keep detailed notes. This right here is my notebook that I have. I actually left it outside yesterday and it got rained on. I'm really upset about it, but it's fine. This is my notebook where I pretty much will, one of the oldest requests on my request list is a deep dive on Ron, and this is my continuing research on Ron, but these are all the pages that I left open to continue that research. I'm like going through the books one by one. But anyway, Oliver Wood, all of his stuff, Hogwarts curriculum. Oh, this is all the Black Family Tree history. Tree fun facts. Did we know Sirius was innocent? All of my questions and such. Did we know Sirius was innocent? Book quotes. Narcissa. The Sacred 28. Fun facts. This was something I was working on that I never went back to. So anytime I have a theory, I basically go write it down in this book. Like this was one where I was doing this whole theory on character parallels. So I have a theory and I'll go write it down in this book. And this was where I kind of like collect all of my ideas. So generally what I do, so we'll start with TikTok. On TikTok, what I decide is I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about today? This is what I'm going to talk about. What do I know? And I sit down and I'm like, okay, this is this outline. This is what I need to talk about. This is the order I need to talk about it in. So then I go to my books and I'm like, okay, I remember this, but I don't know if I remember that. Let me just double check that real quick. So then I check that. And then I'm like, okay, I think I remember hearing this one time. Let me check the internet. And then I check the internet for really after that, then I just go to Wizarding World and then I try to find old Pottermore articles so that way I can fact check myself because I really hate saying anything without fact checking it like 4 different places. I'm like really, really, really careful. I am a freak and I miss research papers. I loved
research papers. I loved science. I loved my psychology degree. I loved English. I loved writing papers. And I literally treat every single video like it's a mini research paper. And I have a lot of fun and I enjoy it. But yeah, so TikTok, it's normally, if it's something shorter where I know pretty much all of it, I'll probably just do like a quick fact check just to make sure I have my memory straight, because my memory doesn't serve me very well. I have a dissociation disorder. I don't remember things. I also smoke a lot of weed. Shit happens. But so I fact check myself to make sure what I'm saying is correct before I get like reamed out on the internet about something silly by just accidentally mixing up a few names. But anyway, that's kind of how I do it. Now, when I do a YouTube, I just do pretty much that, just spend a lot more time and get a lot more information. So like, let's look. For my like, however long my Snape video was, these right here are all of the pages of Snape notes. Oh, they're still like wet. There are front and back 1, front and back 2, front 3. Okay, 3 pages, just the front of the last one. But like, I also like double wrote on a lot of these lines. And then on this one, it really shows like, red is what I say on everything, and then purple is what I add on YouTube for like extra information. So like, I make my YouTubes a lot more detailed, so then I'll like plan them out like this, and I'm like, okay, what am I saying on YouTube and what am I saying on TikTok? So that's kind of how I plan it out, and I have it in front of me on this table where you can't see it, and I will be like, okay, wait, I said the right date? Okay, yes, because otherwise I will never remember the dates. I like to be incredibly factual, incredibly precise, incredibly detailed. Yes, I can remember that Voldemort came to Godric's Hollow and Avada Kedavra everybody and flitted off to Albania for a winter vacation. Am I gonna remember that it's 1981 every time? I don't know. I could say 1918. We don't know. If it's not on the paper in front of me, God only knows what'll come out of my mouth. So I have to write down everything before I can say it, because I don't trust my brain. And this is how I've always been. This is how I always was in school. I was always a huge note taker. I never took notes on my computer because it would never sink into my brain. And by me writing it out, I can actually think. Like, I just have such a hard time being, oh, good morning, handsome. Good morning. I have such a hard time being inside my own brain that I can't like make sense of up or down in there. Like, I have to write it out to make sense of what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right. Good morning. No, don't leave me. Please don't leave us. They like you. They like you. Spoon Moon asked what your name was. I have a funny story to share with the class. Okay, we're gonna skip to one of Spoon Moon's questions. Spoon Moon asked the name of my cat and how long have I had them. This is Oliver. He is not named after Oliver Wood, unfortunately. I got him my sophomore year of college. I was taking a nap. One of my ex-teammates called me and they're like, yo, we found a cat in a drain. I never have gotten up out of bed and out of a nap so fast in my life. Went downstairs. She had this like 4-week-old screaming kitten. She was like, yeah, we gave it a McDonald's chicken nugget and he came out of the sewage drain. I said, great, give it to me. We had a professor who had a vet clinic and a humane society in the same town that we went to college. So I interrupted her class. I walked that cat across campus and I interrupted a class where they were taking a test. I was like, Professor, I have a cat. I need your help. And there's just meow, meow, meow in the hallway. And she's like, and I was like, I need your help. She's like, okay. She comes outside, she checks it out. She's like, well, are you keeping it or do you want me to take it? And I was like, well, I kind of want to keep it, but I don't know what to do with it. She was like, here's a vet, here's all this stuff. It was right before finals. So I was like, hey, Mom, I got a cat. And she's like, the hell you didn't. Did not like cats. We were a dog-only house. She had cats growing up. They were Satan on earth. She never, ever, ever wanted cats. She's like, hell no. But I was like, okay, well, the cat needs a home because he was sick and outside and he needs to go to the vet and I have finals, so can you help me? And she was like, fine, give him to me, take your finals, and we will find him a home once you get back for Christmas break. He's at her house for 2 days, and my sister sends me a picture of my mom carrying him in a baby Bjorn and hand-feeding him. So that cat was never leaving. She texted me a couple days later and she goes, his name is Oliver. And I was like, whatever lets me keep him, cool. So my mother named my cat, not me. He is 4 years old. If I got him, his birthday is October 28th. If I got him December of
2018, December of 2018. I don't know, somebody else do the math. I got him December of 2018. I think he's 4 years old. Because it would have been sophomore year to junior year to senior year to graduate to this year. Yeah, he's 4 years old. He's like 4.5. He'll be 5 this October. There we go. We found where we are in the world. But that's him. I also have a funny story to share. He has many names. He goes by many names. And one time I had an ex-boyfriend tell me he had a dream where the cat spoke, but the cat spoke in the voice of Thor. And he said, "Why the fuck do I have so many nicknames?" And I think about that all the time. All the time. It's one of my favorite memories of him. Okay, we're going to continue the rest of Spoon Moon's questions off of Instagram, and then we'll go to Milan. Okay. First question, who is my favorite Harry Potter character? Snape. Always Snape. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care. I'm not listening. Snape will always be my favorite character. His storyline wrecks me every single time. Yeah, he will always be my favorite character above everybody else. I like just the simple fact of, he has to go through he has to experience living death every single day. He wants to die and chose to live to help his only friend, who he is then tasked to kill, save the son of the woman that he loved, who is dead. And he had to look his bully in the face every single day with the eyes of the woman that he loved and stay alive despite wanting to die. He will always be my favorite character, and that is why he's right here. Next question. That's rolling, right? Okay, cool. What's your favorite Harry Potter book? Prisoner of Azkaban. Easily. This was my favorite book when I read it when I was 9, and every single time I touch it, I feel like I'm 9 years old again. I feel like I'm 9 years old right now. Holding this book, simply holding it, causes more of an internal reaction than any of the other books. My second favorite book is immediately Half-Blood Prince. And then the next one would be Deathly Hallows. But I love these two because I just feel like these two are just full circle amazing parallels. And I love these two combined together. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe after I finish the fanfic, I should read Prisoner of Azkaban and then immediately read Deathly Hallows. I think that's what I should do with my time. But anyway, Half-Blood Prince is my second favorite book for Snape's storyline. Again, same thing with Deathly Hallows, but I just like Deathly Hallows because of Prisoner of Azkaban. Half-Blood Prince is also my favorite movie. There was like a 2-week period where I was like really depressed and I like watched it on repeat. I would watch it 3 times a day, every single day. And I would fall asleep to it every single night. I would not go to sleep if it was not rolling. And I would want my TV to roll the Harry Potter movies all night long so that way I would wake up to Harry Potter to battle my depression. So yeah. Anyway, next question. Which Harry Potter movie was your favorite? Or which one do you think was the most well done? I really enjoy that question. So yes, that was my favorite movie. Which one I think is the most well done? Now, most well done in comparison to books? I don't know. I feel like the first one actually did a pretty good job. I was pretty pleased with that when I watched it the first time. Oh, I didn't answer when I watched the movies. I'm sorry, Lena. How old was I? I didn't watch the movies until I finished the books. The only ones I saw in theater. Get your hands. Did I poke you? I'm so sorry. Get your hands off of that. This is my nice couch. We do not scratch my nice couch. What was I saying? Oh, I watched the movies after I finished the books, and then the only ones I saw in theaters was the 6th and the 7th. So when did the 6th one come out? Because it probably would have been around there. When did Half-Blood Prince come out? Oh, isn't it today that 20 years ago? It's today, June 4th. Isn't it today, 20 years ago? 2009. Okay. Oh my God, this was the day after my birthday. Oh my God, I totally would have done this for my birthday in 2000. Wait, I was 9. I was 10 o'clock. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I was 10. And within a year, I read all of the books, watched the movies. I was 10
No, I would have just turned 10. Yeah, I would have just turned 10. No, that all makes perfect sense. Yeah, I would have just turned 10. If I was 10, if I was 7th and 1st grade, 8 in 2nd grade, 9 in 3rd grade, 10 in 4th grade. Okay, so I started reading them in 3rd grade, and I had finished them in 3rd grade and started watching the movies at the end of 3rd grade and watched Half-Blood Prince the summer before 4th grade, and then watched Deathly Hallows the year later. Okay, when did Prisoner of Azkaban come out? When did Prisoner of Azkaban? Was it today? June 4th, 2004! June 4th, everybody, I hope you watched it today. I'm gonna watch it after this. Oh, I love you. Okay, that one, okay, to finish that question. Okay, I'm sorry about the side tangent. Let's move over here. Okay, next question. Oh, wait, I didn't finish that one. Which one do I think most well done? Based off of the books, I'm going to probably say Philosopher's Stone. Which one do I think was the most well done objectively as a completely separate storyline? I don't know. I really like Chamber of Secrets, but I don't know. Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire is the one I think was the best. Like, objectively, separate from the book storylines. I'm gonna go with Goblet of Fire, I think. I know Half-Blood Prince is my favorite, but, like, I just think Goblet of Fire is better. And, like, when I say Half-Blood Prince is my favorite, Goblet of Fire is just, like, separate. Like, I just am like, Goblet of Fire, I have to watch that right now. Like, I don't know. That one's always been right there with everybody else. I love that one so much. I haven't read that book in a long time. Anyway. Okay, next question, because my clicker died and I was going to cut scenes, but I'm just going to keep going and keep talking. Sorry, this is a poorly done video. I'm tired. How did I discover Harry Potter? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if you know what it was. Okay, so the friend that you guys saw in my tattoo video on TikTok, that's Sophia, and she is my oldest friend. We've known each other since we were 3 years old, and we were neighbors. So the friend that I said that I would go to her house and watch YouTube, that was her. We were neighbors, and I was in her house all the time. We've never knocked on each other's door a day in our lives. To this day, I still have her old home phone number memorized, and I could call it even though it's discontinued. Actually, I don't think Teresa discontinued it. Like, I was so close with her family that her mother would threaten me that if I didn't help with chores, she would put peanut butter between my toes and let the dog lick it. And then if I enjoyed it, she'd kick me out. I never enjoyed it. Let me rephrase that. Let me please rephrase that. If I enjoyed it, she would kick me out. And I was like, please don't ever put peanut butter on my toes and let the dog lick them. That never happened. So she just always kind of like made that joke, but that's besides the point. So I was not talking about Harry Potter in my own house. I never watched it in my own house. My family didn't care about it. My sister liked it a little bit for a while, but she never was into it like I was. I would go to Sophia's house and watch the movies on TV during Christmas time with them. And I would go to Sophia's house to talk to people about it. Like, they were huge fans. So I learned it from Sophia. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is that book that she talks about. And I bought it at the book fair. That's what it had to have been. That's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, I would have probably just seen the book and thought it was cool at the book fair and bought it. But that makes more sense that, like, Sophia would have been the one to tell me about it. But, like, I was 9, so I don't entirely remember. That's just, like, my theory on what I believe would have happened with 9-year-old me. Next question from Spoon Moon. Are you looking forward to the Harry Potter remake? No. And is there anyone you would like to see cast? Honestly, I'm not good at that casting stuff. I'm not good at it. I'm not very good at it. I don't like doing it. I don't really know. I just want to ridicule other people's choices. I don't want to pick. So no, I have zero opinions on casting, and any pictures I think I've seen, I think are all fake, and I don't trust any of it. So I have no opinions on any of the things that I've seen cast, any fan cast. Like, I'm just like, okay, cool. You've fan cast him. I shall accept. I shall just simply accept it. And that's it. That's fine. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, but like, I'm looking forward to it with like contingencies. Like, I'm excited if they do it well, but I'm also not excited because I can't stand waiting for episodes. I have zero patience, but like, I know what's going to happen. So like, maybe it won't be so bad that like I watch an episode, but like, I would never be able to like wait for a whole season to come out and not watch it because I'm going to have to make content when that comes out. But I always said that when the series comes out, this is the only reason I'm excited for the series to come out, because I always said when it comes out, I'm doing a research paper comparing the book to the first movie to the TV series, and it's gonna be big, and I can't wait for that research project to happen. So that's the only reason I'm really excited about it. Let's see, and then what's my cat's name? So that's the end of Spoon Moon's questions. Thank you, my very sweet friend, for asking. Okay, and next we have my friend Milan off of Instagram. What's my favorite book? Prisoner of Azkaban. My favorite moment in every book. I love that you asked me this question so much. Oh my god, I've been like trying to like work through it all day long. Favorite moment in the first book? Definitely with like that dog. I really like them with that dog. I really like them with Fluffy. I always look forward to that. Honestly, any scene with Quirrell in the first book, I eat it up every time, because I love that, like, I love reading something from a perspective where you don't know where something is, that's going to happen later on. And so when you read it a second time, you're like, you have no idea what's about to happen to you. So any scene with Quirrell in the first book, hands down. My favorite thing out of book 2, honestly, I weirdly did enjoy the banter between Ron and Hermione. I just kind of think they're funny and they crack me up. So that, but I mean, hands down, the Howler. That's such a good one. Such a good one. Shrieking Shack. The entire Shrieking Shack scene, the entire Shrieking Shack chapter, Shrieking Shack. Just simply the Shrieking Shack. And Deathly Hallows will also be the Shrieking Shack. So let's just go ahead and cover that now. These two loop each other, Shrieking Shack. I miss you, Snape. Okay, let's see. 4, Goblet of Fire. That dragon. The dragon scene. I love that scene in the book so much. The fact that Harry is like abandons all magic. All magic, and he's like, my broom. That's it. That's all I need, my broom. Yeah, no, I really like the dragon scene in the 4th book. I feel like I should be like more specific, but like I'm just like trying to like be like so like genuine in the moment, like read your question and answer with my gut reaction, and not like formulate this really fancy answer where it feels like really curated and not natural. Like I'm just like gut reaction. This is what comes to mind when I think about this. 5th book, the Pensives. I just love those details. Like I love the nitty gritty of everything. Honestly, I really liked the trial. I really liked Barty Crouch Jr.'s trial with Bellatrix and all of them. Anything with the Pensive, I really ate that up. That'll always get me. I love those parts. The 6th book, Slughorn. Slughorn's potion classes. I loved his potion classes, and I just love potion class in general, but like, yeah, the potion classes. That was a really good one. That was great. Okay, her next question. My favorite Harry Potter movie, Half-Blood Prince. My favorite moment in every Harry Potter movie. In the 2nd movie, I will automatically say when Hermione pops up and fixes Harry's glasses again. To me, that is such a cute like director change moment, but it's also like so nostalgic of like, and we're back again, we're back home again, welcome home kind of feeling to me. Also, 2nd movie, Ron's facial expressions. I will watch the 2nd movie solely for Ron's facial expressions. I love them. He's so funny where he's I'm gonna watch that after Prisoner of Azkaban tonight because I love Ron so much. So Ron's facial expressions for movie number 2. Movie number 1, not you, not Hermione, no, not me. I'm all discombobulated. Not me, not Hermione, you. I miss you, Anna Boo. I can't say her whole name. That used to be a thing. She was one of my teammates, and I miss her, and she doesn't watch my YouTubes, but we lived together in college, and she loved Harry Potter, and we would always binge it together. And when I was crying and making that Dobby video, I was thinking about her. She's about to move closer to me, and I miss her so much. But that's besides the Prisoner of Azkaban movie, Shrieking Shack. Goblet of Fire movie. Solely the scene, like the simple split second where at the very end they have put the Veritaserum into Barty Crouch Jr.'s mouth, and they were like, I think we know who's been stealing from your store, Severus. And looks at Harry. That split second moment. Immediately. The fifth movie, the Weasley twins. The Weasley twins making the explosions at the end, and I cry every time because they're so happy, and I love seeing them happy together. Anyway, the sixth movie, when Ron has taken the love potion. Or not the love potion, the chocolates. That entire scene, like start to finish with the bazaar, everything, like so much happens in that scene, and like there was so much of that scene that reminded me from one of my kids at the clinic, with the kids on the spectrum and everything. And I sent, and one of my friends that I was on the case with, I was like, please watch Half-Blood Prince tonight and tell me that this isn't our kid. And she was like, yeah, like him falling off the couch when you're talking about something and you think he's fine, he just falls off the back of the couch. Wasn't that scripted? That wasn't in the script. That was just Rupert. That was just Rupert being Rupert. That was just Rupert being Ron. I love the Harry Potter reunion. Oh my god. Okay. Wait, was that all of them? No. My favorite part of the movie in Deathly Hallows. My favorite part of Deathly Hallows movie. Honestly, when Narcissa is like, he's dead. When Narcissa says he's dead. Oh, there's two. Okay, well that one, and then Gringotts. I really like the Gringotts scene. Is that the first? I can't remember what happens in the first movie or the second movie. I think that's the second movie. I can't remember. I genuinely cannot. It's all one movie to me. It's all one movie in my brain. I want to say when Ron comes back and Hermione's pissed at him. Or when Harry and Hermione are in Godric's Hollow alone. That's from the first movie. Okay, that's Deathly Hallows. You got a couple. Okay, and then what do we ask? Favorite in every movie? My favorite mythical creature! Thestrals. Thestrals. I love Thestrals. I love the meaning behind them. I love how morbid they are. Thestrals are just like, I don't know. It's just Thestrals. Just Thestrals. I love them. Favorite character you don't really like? I don't know. There's not really anybody that like particularly comes to mind as like every time they come on my screen, I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have a character that I feel that way about. I really don't. I really don't think I have a character that I feel that way about. Okay, cool. I'll revisit it. I'll let you know if something comes up. I'll let you know, but I don't think so. What additions / changes to the movies did you like that was actually different from the books? I loved that question. I said this in my last video. Nice one, James. Loved that addition in Order of the Phoenix. What else? Oh, Harry falling out of the car in Chamber of Secrets. That doesn't happen in the books. I loved that addition. What else? Those are the ones that really come to mind. Okay. What did I dislike about the changes? Where do I start? Everything about Dobby. The house elves. Immediately, the house elves. I wish we got more of Neville. We did not get enough of Neville. That bothered me. There were two. Honestly, I genuinely think that needs to be a separate video where I go off on a tangent about all of the differences. Because I was that freak that was like, it needs to be exact. Like when I say the way I reacted about The Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters, I was throwing popcorn in the movie theaters at Sea of Monsters. I was so angry. I cleaned it up. I like put Sophia, it was Sophia that was with me, and we were both throwing popcorn. We were like, okay, now we feel bad. So she like held the popcorn bucket and I like kicked it and back into the bucket to clean it up because we felt bad. So we didn't leave a mess. We're not bad people, but we were really angry and we threw popcorn at one point just to make ourselves feel better. And we were kids and being dramatic. I don't know, but we're fine. yeah, no, I think that's gonna have to be a totally separate video where I go absolutely insane and I'm like, these are all the differences between all of the books and all of the movies, and
yeah, because otherwise I'm just never gonna get through that. Okay, and then Carla, my sweet Carla, my friend who made the edit of me. Okay, did you ever expect your account to blow up? No. Not at all. Not with the way I was posting, not with the way I was handling things, not with what I was posting. I never expected it, and I never, ever expected it to be Harry Potter. I absolutely thought that those videos were gonna get another 250 views, 33 likes, and that's it. I thought that was going to be it. Truly. I did not think twice about posting them. I was like, who cares if I'm embarrassing myself? Nobody's gonna see this. And here we are. Literally 2 million views. The one about the deleted scene, I think, has 2 million views. And people are like, how have you never seen this? I'm like, I never saw it. And also I had hypoglycemia at the time. Who knows what I was thinking? But genuinely, I don't remember ever seeing that. Like, I didn't stage it. Like, I don't remember ever seeing that scene. But like, again, I have dissociation disorder. Maybe I did see it and I just don't remember it. I don't know. Okay, how can you describe, oh, I wish it wasn't dark out. How can you describe the feeling that you got when you saw all of the support you were getting? I ran laps around my house outside. Like, genuinely, it gives me the zoomies, and I run around my house and I act like a freak. And when I saw that question, I was like, no, I want to show them exactly what I did, and that I genuinely was running laps outside of my house, like just circling the house. And I was gonna video it, but it's literally 9 o'clock at night for me, and it's totally dark out. So I hope this lighting's okay, because there's like 0 natural lighting, and there's 3 lamps, and one of the lamps has 3 light bulbs on it, and then there's also like one of those face lighting things off of Amazon on here. Yeah. The setup's really ridiculous. Like, the setup is obscene, absolutely obscene. The very last clip of this is going to be the obscene setup behind the scenes. I have no idea what I've talked about in this video at this point. I'm really tired. Yeah, this is going to be edited with minimal effort because, like I said, I'm just trying to get by until I can get a camera and a nice computer and do really cool edits, and then have the cool screen and the sound. Oh my god, I literally came up with like my sound. I came up with my sound bite. What was it? Oh my god. I can't remember what I came up with. I'll have to call my friend because I told him. I think I remember what it was, but I'm like not going to tell you guys. So like I've come up with like a sound bite for the beginning. Like I'll start doing transitions. I'll start doing like the visuals with the quotes and like all the really cool stuff that all the other YouTubers do, and like the movie clips and all this stuff. But like I tried movie clips and I tried doing this stuff, but like the editing, it was cutting off my words. It was weird. The videos were way too complicated to download. There wasn't enough storage. Like it was just causing way too many complications. And I was like, okay, we need to cut out the extra crap and just simply sit on a couch, talk to a camera, and upload it to your sorry excuse of a YouTube until we can buy this camera and computer, and then everything will be okay. Once I get those, I'm gonna like truly give a shit and like actually genuinely try. And I have had a couple offers of people that have offered to like edit for me. I would ideally like that because the goal is that I eventually start a podcast, and I'm gonna have 2 podcasts. One where people have asked for just like a podcast of like the audios that I've already done, so they can just like, I guess, listen to it in that format. So I just want to make all of my media accessible for you guys in whatever way it makes you happy to listen to it. If I put together a podcast and it's just simply the audios from all of my YouTube videos and 20 people watch it, so be it. Those 20 people are happy. That's well worth it for me, because it's not like I made anything like separate or new. Like I would just, you prefer to listen to a podcast form? Cool, I'm just sitting on a couch anyway. Why the hell do you need to watch me sit on a couch and talk with my hands? Anyway, I want to have a second podcast where it's Hi Harry Potter Thoughts, where I like, go schmickaboon, and then I concoct some ridiculous, or it's Hi Harry Potter Theory. But I don't think I can, like, there's already Harry Potter Theory. Like, I don't think I really want to use that name, but like, I'm trying to think of something, but it'll be something along those lines. But, where I just like
talk about ridiculous theories and like make stuff up, and it's like totally like hypothetical, non-serious funsies. I've also had requests for a Discord server, and I'm gonna look into that and get that together. But guys, my birthday's in July. My birthday is July 14th. And I was gonna maybe like do a Discord or something for my birthday, because like you guys are my friends and I wanna hang out with you guys. But yeah, that's TBD, in the works, updates coming soon. I have no idea, like I said, what kind of rambles are in this video at this point. I hope you enjoyed getting way too much information about my life and about me. Thank you for allowing me to do an all about me video and not prepare at all. I literally just like took screenshots of all these questions, did my best to like not read them at the moment and just like them so that way I could answer them in the moment and just like literally split second thoughts. But yeah, I'm gonna go try to edit this as quickly as possible so I can go to bed at a decent hour. I love you guys. Thank you for always watching, and I will see you on Sunday for what will be the Deathly Hallows theory video. I'm hopefully gonna have enough time to work on that theory on Thursday and Friday to do my filming on Saturday and post on Sunday. Have a wonderful week, and I love you all very much, and I could never, ever, ever, ever thank you enough for quite literally making my dreams come true. I love you. That's it. That's the last one. Okay, one more. I love you. Bye.